In 1999, NASA computers suddenly went dark. For 21 days, America's most advanced space agency was forced offline. America thought it was under attack. But when the FBI traced the source, it wasn't Russia, China, or a foreign spy. It was a 15-year-old boy in his bedroom in South Florida. His name was Jonathan James, and he would become the first teenager to ever hack NASA. Jonathan Joseph James, popularly known online as C0 Mraid, was a quiet, gifted teenager from Florida. He didn't play sports, didn't chase popularity. What fascinated him were computers. While most kids his age were discovering chat rooms, Jonathan was trying to get inside government networks and explore the digital underworld. Jonathan wasn't doing it for money or fame. He did it, as he later said,
just to see if I could.
But that curiosity would soon take him places no teenager had ever gone before. Jonathan's hacking spree started with the U.S. Defense Threat Reduction Agency, a branch of the Pentagon that monitors nuclear, chemical, and biological weapons. Using a stolen government username, he slipped through a backdoor into their network. From there, he installed a sniffer program, a small piece of code that quietly recorded every message and password that passed through. Within days, he had access to over 3,000 sensitive emails, including military logins and communications from high-ranking officials. But Jonathan wasn't finished. He wanted to test how far curiosity could go. In June 1999, he breached 13 NASA computers at the Marshall Space Flight Center in Alabama. From there, he downloaded proprietary source code that controlled critical functions aboard the International Space Station, including oxygen flow and humidity. The stolen code was worth $1.7 million, and NASA didn't even realize it until Jonathan's connection triggered an alert. When NASA's cybersecurity team realized the scale of the intrusion, they immediately swung into action. If the stolen code was altered or leaked, it could endanger astronauts. NASA ordered a complete 21-day network shutdown. Servers were isolated. Terminals went offline. Engineers worked around the clock, scanning every system, rebuilding firewalls line by line. The shutdown cost over $41,000. The FBI was brought in immediately. Cybercrime experts began tracing the intrusion line by line, packet by packet. Each trace led through proxy servers, rerouted IPs, and hidden nodes. But the hacker made one small mistake. He left a recurring digital signature, hidden in code comments. The name was Comrade. That was the crack in the armor. From there, agents tracked the login trail through an internet service provider in South Florida. The coordinates pointed to a single house. On the 26th of January 2000, federal agents surrounded the quiet suburban home. They breached the door just after dawn. Inside, there was no advanced lab, no high-tech setup, just a teenager's desk and his computer. What started as a test of curiosity for Jonathan had become one of the biggest digital security breaches in American history. Because he was only 15, the government treated him as a juvenile. Instead of prison, Jonathan was sentenced to 6 months of house arrest and probation until his 18th birthday. He was also banned from using computers for anything other than schoolwork. For most teenagers, being grounded means losing your phone. For Jonathan, it was more than that. Friends said he was brilliant but restless. He loved problem-solving, code, and logic puzzles. But after the arrest, he withdrew. The spark that once fueled his curiosity began to fade. "I've learned my lesson," he told reporters. "I don't want to go back there again." But in 2008, nearly a decade after the NASA breach, the FBI launched a massive investigation into a new cybercrime, a multi-million-dollar retail hacking ring that stole credit card data from major stores. Some of the suspects were people Jonathan once knew. He wasn't charged, but he feared being blamed. He wrote to friends that he felt trapped, that no one would believe his innocence after what he'd done as a kid. "I have no faith in the justice system," he wrote in his final note. "Maybe my will send a stronger message than my life." On the 18th of May 2008, Jonathan James was found in his home. He was 24 years old. His shocked the world. His story reminds us that intelligence without guidance can become isolation, and that sometimes the price of curiosity is far greater than anyone expects.